The following is for those who are willing to listen. First of all, there are some key concepts that anyone has to understand to know what is behind the events of our time. The first is the concept of end times itself. That is, towards the end of the time when man has been in full charge on earth. The next is the concept of truth. That is, the overriding laws that sustain and govern the operations in creation. Truth is also the will of the Creator as it manifests in creation. Next is the concept of the millennium, the period that has been allotted to man to fully adapt our ways and will to the truth. Finally, the kingdom of God on earth, when only that which is fully aligned to the will of the Creator, that is, the truth, will be allowed to exist on earth and in creation. But first, some explanation about end times in prophecy. End times does not mean the time when the earth will explode and all life will be exterminated on the planet. It means the end of man's will to guide events and developments on earth and its environment. This includes both the material and the non-material environment. Now, to give some background regarding end times. Since the creation of man and our entrance onto this earth, we were given the freedom of choice to determine the path to pursue in our spiritual development, and in that way, direct affairs on our planet. We were also given advice on the best paths to follow towards our spiritual development. These are the golden rules that appear in all sacred books and oral traditions. However, it is quite obvious that we have not followed this advice, and to safeguard the rest of creation, a stop must be put to the supreme rule of the human will on earth. Anyone who wishes can see what we have done with our freedom to choose, the proliferation of the 7 deadly sins, which have led to murder, wars, disharmony, bigotry, and hatred, which have led to many of the human conditions that we experience today: severe anxiety disorders, depression, increased suicide rates, and the overall man's inhumanity to his fellow man, as well as to our fellow creatures on earth and our environment. We were already warned about this. Jesus said in Matthew 24, verse 5 to 8, signs of the end time will include an increase in false messiahs, warfare, famines, plagues, and natural disasters. The Prophet Muhammad said, signs of the end times will include abundance of wealth and increased brutality. We have entered into the end times of the rule of man's will on earth. Truth has to be reimposed. Clearly, mankind is lost, and we can no longer find our way out of our self-created crisis. The only way out is for man to become reacquainted with truth, the laws that govern creation. It was prophesied that just before the end time, knowledge of the truth, devoid of all the distortions added by man, will be given again. But to find the truth again, one must keep the longing for it alive within themselves. The millennium is the time allotted for man to use the truth that has been given again to rid himself of all evil traits and tendencies. After this period, no one with any evil trait or tendency will be allowed to remain or to incarnate on earth. As the term indicates, this period is estimated to last about 1,000 earth years. The early part of this period will witness major events that will prepare the earth for the kingdom of God that is to follow. Anyone who wishes can see that some of these events have started, like the natural disasters. the wildfires that are on the increase, earthquakes that are on the increase, and rising sea levels that are on the increase. The extent and rapid rates of natural disasters are clear signs that something unusual is happening. They are the increased activities of the forces of nature preparing the earth for the new kingdom of God. Also, the drastic increase in human population on earth from 2 billion in 1927 to 8 billion by the year 2024 is one of these events. That the Earth's population is also projected to plummet by half starting sometime during this century is also another indication of this event. The increase in human population on Earth is partly due to the rush of human spirits to incarnate and take advantage of the truth that is now on Earth, so that they can learn and rid themselves of their evil ways. The projected drastic reduction of human population will be part of the cleansing process that will gradually eliminate those who show no inclination to abandon their evil ways. This will give those who wish to change an opportunity to work on redeeming themselves without these corrupting influences. Again, we were already told about these outcomes. For example, Hinduism talks about an age that draws to a close in which Harihara will simultaneously dissolve and regenerate the universe. The Incas believed that a great change will turn the world upside down, nearly tearing it apart. Then peace would rise again from its ruins. The Christian Bible and the Quran talk about a final judgment of man, followed by the establishment of a new heaven and earth, or the kingdom of God on earth. 1,000 years may sound like a long time, but it isn't. Getting rid of a bad habit takes much effort and time. Mankind of today is chained to too many bad habits. So, don't think that you have plenty of time. First, you need to find the truth, accept it, and then begin to change.